Greetings, everybody. This is Thunder speaking from the, quote, Campfire Council. I've talked about getting out of the city, so I decided that I'm going to do a show called Warning, Get Out of the Cities. And I'm doing this because I feel it's urgent. And I'm going to tell you, why to get out and the things happening or the things that are going to happen. And then I'm going to tell you what to do about it. And I'm tired of beating around the bush and sugarcoating things and making people feel like it's really not that urgent when it is. Now, I've kind of projected an urgency about it, but I think I should get just a little bit more urgent and put it into let's say a more detailed picture. Now, when I say warning, get out of the cities, that means because the cities are going to fall. Okay? The cities are going to fall. And when the cities fall, there's going to be chaos. There's going to be wall-to-wall chaos, and that includes raping, pillaging, looting, stealing, killing, murder. Now, everybody talks about what's going on in the world today and the flashpoints and this and that, and I've talked about it, and it's true. But we all know about this stuff. See, that's the point I'm trying to make here, is that anybody that's aware, that's not sleepwalking, and has listened at least to my videos, and I know a lot of people out there listen to them, not as many as others, but enough. Every spiritual book, every advice, anything from the past where they told you a huge event was coming, that it was going to be catastrophic, guess what they said? Flee to the mountains or flee to a city of refuge. Okay? And these are when civilizations fell. And when civilizations fall, it's not a pretty picture. I've got news for you. Now, when this raping and pillaging and everything starts, it'll be because there's no more food on the shelves. Something went wrong somewhere. And I've reiterated over and over again about this could happen. Just look around the world. Obviously, some of you have not been on the planet as long as I have and have seen the changes that I've seen. So if you're younger, say even 40 or 35, or because I'm older than that, pay attention. And the older ones that have become complacent, act on it. Don't think, oh, I can't do anything about it. But this is, let me get back to what's going to happen here. There's going to be roaming bans because the water's going to be out. Okay? There's going to be no food on the shelves. People are going to panic. What do you do in a city? There's concrete everywhere. Raid people's little gardens in the back, raid their house, raid their refrigerator. Okay, these will be gangs that are already formed, and new ones that are going to form. I've talked about this before. And when they come into your house, they're not going to care whether they kill you, rape your wife. I mean, this is brutal, but it's straight. I'm talking straight here. I'm giving you some straight talk, not sugar-coated. Now, do you want to be in that kind of situation? That's why I'm saying get out of the cities. No water, you last 3 days and that's it, and then people start to panic. Now, a survivalist like me, or a person that was a tracker and knows where to get water out of different plants in different ways, I might survive. Okay? And that's the kind of stuff I want to teach. But just think about it for a minute. If there's no food on the shelves, or there's a trucking strike, or the railroads go down, or there's this, or there's that, or there's a mass panic because of fear. I mean, the world is so fragile right now. I'm really serious when I'm telling you, you better wake up, because things could happen in a heartbeat. They could change in a second. And I'm like, I'm not here to waste my breath, okay? Because this stuff is disturbing enough just to know, without having to keep repeating it to people until it gets through their head that you don't just sit around and even watch people like me. You don't just sit around and watch and say, oh yeah, that makes me feel better. At least he's telling the truth, or I like this guy, or whatever. No, you don't just sit around. You have to act. I'm not here to just talk. Now, this city, when, these cities, when they fall, there's going to be no transportation. Okay, you're not going to be able to get out unless it's on foot with a backpack. And you better have the essentials in it, and you better know how to survive in nature, and you better know things. Stuff's changed so much in the world right now, people don't even realize it. They don't even realize what's right before their very eyes. And I'm talking about lawless governments. Lawless. That means they don't have to obey the law. And things have changed. Like I said, I've been around a while. And most people don't know of these little changes, but the government has changed so radically, okay, that it's more or less like a coup d'etat happened somewhere along the line that we don't know about. And everything was taken over by another government. It's kind of like that movie Red Dawn, only it's not an outer thing, it's a behind the scenes thing. And there's heavy duty arguments going on amongst the participants right now about monetary things and financial things, and who's going to control this and who's going to control that. Or at least that's what they make us want to think. Well, even if that's what they want us to think, why would they do that? Why would they try to freak everybody out and panic everybody out? No, this is happening, people, and it's leaking out now. But people are still, even though the truth is leaking out and it's like coming right to you from me, people are still standing around like, oh, well, really? Or, you know, oh, I don't know about that. I don't know if that's going to happen. See, this is their ego that won't let them admit that they might not be comfortable anymore, that they might be all of a sudden in the midst of chaotic conditions. Think of what it's like without food and water and a place to lay your head. Your medications, bye. Those drugs will be off the shelves. I mean, people will break in there and am I projecting a doom and gloom type situation right now? Well, for this moment, I guess you'd say I am. Just for this moment. I try to keep it pretty mellow, and tell people that it's urgent in other ways, and just kind of be laid back, you know. But the more you look around, and you feel this urgency in the air. I mean, it's palpable with the powers to be, and the media, and the alternative media, and the people are just, believe me, please. Now, if I'm totally wrong, well then, I always say I'm offering points for consideration, right? But I'm asking you to give this serious consideration. Serious consideration. Ponder on it. Think about it. Don't think that Thunder is just trying to project some type of doom and gloom attitude here. I move when Spirit tells me to move. Says, Thunder, get up there and tell them right now, because they're not listening. And did they ever listen? Do people ever listen? Have they listened when civilizations were about to fall, or when Yeshua came on earth, or Buddha, or any of these people? Did they ever listen to those people? A few followers, very few, and then they spread the traditions orally and wrote some of it down later. But has anybody ever listened to any, let's say, prophet? Okay? It's not necessarily about doom and gloom. It's about, you can turn it around and say, hey, this guy's trying to warn me that the bridge is out down there, and I can go down this road instead of that one, and I'll be okay. I'll be okay. He's just trying to tell me the bridge is washed out. He's not trying to tell me what to do. And that's what I'm doing with you right now. But I kind of feel an urgency about it lately. Okay? And I'll probably take a break from doing these videos. I don't know. I've done 2 in one day. That's the first time. Yeah, it might be the second time. I can't remember whether I've done 2 in one day or not. Probably have, in the morning and night. But sometimes at night you feel the spirit of things more, and you're relaxed enough to look at things and you go, why isn't there some kind of response of action, or why hasn't there been kind of some kind of response or action against all these things that are happening, like with the government and the police state, and the changes in laws behind the scenes taking away Fourth Amendment rights, and this and that, and drone strikes, and citizens can even be killed in other countries, Americans without a trial by a drone, blah blah blah, on and on and on. And it's not just the government, it's the planet. Okay, the planet doesn't like this either. It feels that it's a living being. It's an entity. That's why we feel everything, because we're connected to the planet. We don't know what people that think in the terms of grabbing power all the time and murdering. Let's just put this, let's call a spade, okay? People that will murder people and send people to war for their agenda, murder other people. Why don't they go out there? if they want something, themselves out in the front, leading the charge. No, they always send others to die for them. Or, now they have an agenda where they're just trying to kill everybody slowly or reduce the population somehow. Why? This is not a kinder, gentler America. And it's like, okay, I'm native, and I don't really even care about America. And I don't. But I'm living here, and so are you. So we got to deal with whatever is put in, on our plate. I don't think of myself as an American. I'm a indigenous person, and I think of this as Turtle Island. But these fools have come in from everywhere and are messing things up, and they created a government that was supposed to be free, and then and it had democracy and all this stuff, and then it slowly made this change in my lifetime towards a more fascistic police state out front. I mean, okay, maybe there were police back then, but we're talking out front now. See the cameras up there and I went into just a regular public government agency, and they had 4 armed guards in there, and I went, what? What are they expecting? You don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure this stuff out. So, like my previous video, wake up and smell the coffee. That means wake up. Oh, the coffee's brewing. Something's brewing. That's I could name this video that, something's brewing, but I just did a thing with a coffee pot. So sorry. So what are we going to do about it? Now here comes the Mr. Fix-It part, or what my thoughts on it are. Now to me, everything is so out of control. There's nothing that you and I are going to do about it, okay? Or anybody for that matter. Because we're not in control, and we don't control things, they do. Because everybody gave them the power to control. They don't have to. It doesn't have to be, but that's the way it is. Until they fall, or until civilization falls. But the problem is, when civilizations have fallen in the past, it's been isolated. Civilizations were isolated, but now the whole world is a civilization because they have all these unions and connected financial markets and all this stuff that has made the whole world one civilization. So guess what, folks? If this civilization falls, that means the whole world, every country, all of them. Now, what do? Well, we can't do anything as far as trying to change this, at least not while we're living in the cities, okay? Because that's where they want you. They want you in the cities because you're easily accessible, and they can just move in and cordon off people or do whatever they're going to do. If there's civil unrest, that's another possibility. During all this rioting and raping and pillaging and looting, they'll let it go on for a while. They'll probably be helpless to do anything about it, but if they do get control, there's going to be all kinds of people going into holding centers, they'll call them. We want to be outside of the city. People that are smart like me, and you, and I'm here to help you. Because do I want to live out there alone? Well, yeah, I guess I could, but it might be kind of fun to have a few people with me. And that's why I'm thinking about my fellow man and myself, okay, which is not a selfish thing. It's I'm including other people, okay, and I'm trying to wake some people up here because of things that I see. And so when I formed this group, the Campfire Council, not Campfire, you know, Cub Scouts or Campfire Girls or whatever. It's the campfire, like a campfire council, like tribal. Okay, so it's not just a, hey, the Campfire Council. No, this is a movement. It's a council. It's serious. It's like we're having a council, like chiefs in a tribe. And the tribal people were pretty heavy. You know, they tried to keep order, and they even tried to keep their own braves from going off and causing trouble. They had their own secret society called the Akasita. The Lakota did, which were kind of like people that helped keep the community intact, a self-governing force, you know, loose, kind of loose. So being tribal and having, you know, your own act together in the form of a tribe is the point I'm trying to make here. And that means getting out of the cities, trying to locate some land somewhere. This is how a person that was really thinking would think. And I know a lot of you are on board with this and think this way, would be to have some land, be self-sufficient with food and wind machines and solar panels and a little group, almost like a tribal village of yurts and RVs and whatever, and maybe a main building, showers for other people. But start getting closer to nature and completely self-sufficient and not dependent on going down to the supermarket. And people go, I hear people talk about this all the time. That's where we should be. We got to get out of here. This is, and I'm afraid to be around the cities, and I want to just get out, and I want to do this, and I want, well, if you want to do it, will you please consider joining Campfire Council and also contributing? And we're in a phase right now where we're trying to get 501(c), which is nonprofit, where we can expand and get resources into this Campfire Council until we don't need, in fact, we don't even need now the government, but we have to work through them. If we want to expand and include more people, okay, in maybe different communities around the country that are all like talking to one another. Like, yeah, part of our tribe's over there and part is over here and part might be even be in, just like when the original Pueblo people migrated and they went all around from shore to shore to shore to shore to shore. Now somebody has to have enough vision to suggest this, at least. And this hasn't been suggested. I haven't heard this anywhere. Have you? Have you heard about all mankind coming together outside the cities and getting their own thing going and detaching from and getting back tribal again? But still, there's a lot of modern things we can use until they all go down. But solar panels aren't going to go down, not unless 5 volcanoes erupt and there's ash all over and there's no sun, which could happen too. We'll just depend on Great Spirit for that not to happen, but the way people are starting to piss off Mother Earth lately, that could happen. I'm just speaking from the heart here. Just like my book, Listen to the Wind, Speak from the Heart. I speak from the heart and I listen to other things. I listen to the wind. It's like a scout out there listening in the wind. You know what I'm saying? Not just somebody walking along, it's a scout. It's a trained scout that is fully aware. Think about that. Of what's going on around and what all the dangers are so he can go back to the tribe and say, hey, this is what's happening. We need to go over here, there. We need to form a council, whatever. So if you're into this kind of thinking, sign up at the link below where it says Campfire Council. That's a whole website, and it has the stated aim of the Campfire Council in there, and it's got all the videos that I've done about it, and it's got a mailing list that if you want to join, it's free. We just want your address and your email. Phone is optional. Contact me, whatever, but there's a form, or you can email me, say I want to be a member, and include that stuff. Let's work together, or good luck. That's all I got to say. Good luck when all this comes down, like a house of cards. Work together or die separately. Basically, that's what it amounts to. Work together or die separately. Out in the middle of a city somewhere. Not out in the nature, in the wilderness, in the forest, or in some nice area. Hey, if you're going to go, I'd rather go out there than in a city, wouldn't you? Now, we need donations right now. And so I'm asking that those that want to join or already have joined, just think about, whether you can afford $5 or whatever, because we're trying to get to this point of like around $700 right now that we need to pay an attorney to form this 501(c). I might be able to reduce that if I do all the paperwork myself, but I've done that before and it's daunting. But, to get to this point where we can be an entity and accept donations as a people, as a group, as the Campfire Council, and we can start making plans to get together in communities. And I'm going to need help with this on all levels. People that can, get on the phone, clerical people, people that, know how to do that, maybe some lawyers, have a law team, whatever. People that want to opt out of the system. So I'm going to leave it there, but go to the link below, like this video, or do all that BS that you're supposed to do to make this thing, get around the circuit, so to speak. Stupid, really. But in order for this video to be seen, you have to do certain things like it and share it with your friends and all that good stuff. Well, if you're really concerned about yourself and your friends, it's not going to be a pretty picture. I'm telling you. Go and sign up, like I said. Now, if you want to see, there's just for fun, there's links to my other sites, and the Spirit of Crazy Horse, that's the site that has my book, Listen to the Wind, Speak from the Heart, and that's an award-winning book by a major publisher, okay? It's a good book. And there's things in there that will help you. Okay, that's all I got to say. Check it out. And that's all I talk about and these books eventually are going to be part of the community too, because they will be community property. I plan on doing that. Okay, so this isn't about me and me making money or anything like that. It isn't. I'm telling you straight out. This is Thunder telling you this is not about me trying to get rich or make money or... No, this is about us all surviving. Okay? I'm totally transparent about this. There's no agenda here other than my fellow man and my love for my fellow man and myself included. So I'm going to leave it there, and I might put some pictures of my books. Probably will. Sometimes I get off here. I have this little board that I'm operating, and I go, okay. But if there's pictures on there, great. If there's not, they'll be on my Spirit of Crazy Horse. You can go there and look at the pictures of the books. Okay. I'm not into all this commercial stuff, but you gotta do it if you want to get anywhere, supposedly. So I'm going to just say, from the one eye of the heart, and peace unto you. Until I see you later, think about the things I say. And especially you people, and you know who I'm talking to, that know this stuff, and have even talked to me about it on the phone. Spread this word around so that we can get those donations that we need. And then when it gets to that 5013C or whatever it is, these people can write off their donations. That's kind of an illusion anyway. Because how much does that help you unless you're contributing like land or $20,000-$30,000 or something? Otherwise, it's just a pain with the IRS because they'll audit everything then. So some people don't even do that. But we want people that are of all tiers of financial prosperity, and we want the higher ones too. We need them. And there's some kind people out there that have money that know what, the right thing to do with it. I know there is, because I've talked to them before. So it's with them, it's just a matter of sharing, okay? Getting them to share. You can't blame them for wanting to be away from the city too, but they can do it themselves. Now but some of these people are concerned about their fellow man too. There's caring people out there. Anyway, I'm talking too long. I'm out of here, so I'll say adios, and till next time, over and out.